first, failure is not some kind of attribution to your core, as in you are not a failure first. There can be failed outcomes which people expect out of you or you expect out of yourself. Hence, failure is nothing but an attempt to do something which didn't meet a benchmark. So it's almost like, to me, failures are something which I've also learned that I used to personalize with my capability and incapability in life. It's got nothing to do with your capability and incapability with life. It's a point in time thing that happens. And you kind of just ensure that you do it, you pick up the learnings and do it better, and ask for a chance from somebody. And everybody who's in the corporate world and real life, understand that you're not perfect, you're human, that's it. So you will fail and you'll pick up the learnings and you'll be better at this, that's all. It's difficult to really balance it out unless you consciously have a passion or some other stuff which are your core anchors in life, and then you got to make time for that, because you'll burn out otherwise. And I've personally gone through a couple of situations where I felt burnt out. I didn't want to go to office, and burnout doesn't mean that, you're kind of sleeping on the bed, but it's just that I don't want to go to office. And sometimes I deal with it by simply not opening a laptop or even taking phone calls for quite some time. But it's your first 10 years, you got to really put it all to make a difference, because, and especially in this hyper competitive world right now in India, if you are looking at India, it's hyper competitive. And if you have to manage that chaos, you've really got to put in the hard hours. Like, it has to mean something to you. Otherwise, your peers who are also being looked as whether that's the person to be promoted will be looked upon favorably compared to you. So yeah, I think don't take life seriously is very good in hindsight, and don't take work seriously also good in hindsight, but you've got to take it very serious in the first 10 years at least. The world's definitely become more chaotic. Planning cycles earlier were like 3-year planning, 5-year planning, with annual planning being good enough to manage the time window between success and failure in terms of revenue or whatever matrix an organization is looking at. I think those legacy organizations and legacy structures are breaking down with the kind of so-called automation-driven platforms that you're getting, which is look at hide railing as in Uber, Ola, or even e-commerce sites. So the time to market has really shrunk. The planning cycles have become quarter on quarter. So in this chaotic world, you've got to still plan, you've got to still manage it. And I think the only way out of this is at least plan for a couple of scenarios which you never thought is going to happen. But like the base planning that you do has got to be with a time window which is much shorter. You got to really think on your feet, and that's critical thinking, but don't be so critical that it becomes critical thinking about your organization. Nobody's going to like that. You are there for a purpose and you're part of a larger chain of command. But really do that critical thinking to figure out, how can I do this? How can I get this outcome much faster? In soccer, a lot of times you see great players doing something which you think, how did he didn't plan it. It's his muscle memory of years of training that has kicked this in. So all the tools and frameworks you learn will be at the back of your head. But it kind of comes through because you've been thinking about things, critical thinking, or looking at problems, finding out what scenarios work. So it does help. That's the only way to deal with chaos. And trust me, you have to make friends with IT. As in automation and AI, like very, very in. You just got to harness it. I definitely advise anybody and everybody to go to office at least twice. I do client-facing roles, so my human touch remains with the clients, which is knowing them as human beings is far more important, because if you're just there for a transaction, he'll also slot you in a transactional category. So it's just being a little empathetic to another person. And empathy is different from sympathy. Sympathy is completely different. Just be empathetic. People will gravitate towards you, and then the connection automatically builds up.